Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Today, we will be doing some strikes on my Titan. This week, the strike modifier is arc, so we'll be running the arc subclass, as you can see here. I believe we are on Thunder Crash. Yep, we are on Thunder Crash. And we're going to be using a very popular and very powerful build, if you could even really call it a build, using storm grenades, a few of these aspects here. I'll just kind of go over them quickly, but we are using storm grenades. We are using Touch of Thunder, and that gives some additional functionalities to, a few of my grenade options here. So since we're using Storm Grenade, the Touch of Thunder aspect is going to, you can see at the bottom there, that after detonating, it creates a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning beneath it, at foes beneath it. And then we're also going to be running Knockout, which critically wounding or breaking a target's shield infuses my melee attacks with arc energy and increases melee range and damage for a short time. And then defeating targets with melee attacks starts health regeneration and makes me amplified. For the fragments, we're running Spark of Shock, which causes my arc grenades to cause the Jolt debuff. We're using Finishers Make Me Amplified. I'm mostly just using that for the 10 recovery. We're using Taking Melee Damage increases my outgoing melee damage. That also gives me 10 resilience. And then my Lingering Grenades, which Storm Grenade is one of those, has an extended duration. So as you can see, it's mostly focused around the grenades, right? Now, the real meat and potatoes of this comes from the exotic here, which is Heart of Inmost Light. And if you're not too familiar with what this particular exotic does, its exotic perk is Overflowing Light. So using an ability, Grenade, Melee, or Barricade empowers the other two abilities. Empowered means that the abilities have faster regeneration, melees and grenades do more damage, and barricades have more hit points. So this, in combination with the Jolted effect, with the Storm Grenade extended duration, is just going to make grenades do ridiculous amounts of damage to the point where you can practically just spam grenades. Now, I only have 21 discipline, so you could really, you could do, you could spec more into grenades here, but on my Titan, I prefer to go resilience and recovery for most content, and then I have tier 6 and 7 strength and intellect. But with the chest piece, again, this is for PvE, for PvP, not so much, although it does still work in PvP. But this is more of a PvE focused thing. A lot of people are using this in GMs. Me and a buddy of mine, one of my clanmates, we actually managed to knock out all of the Grandmaster Nightfalls yesterday. Only took us, a handful of hours. So we were able to go ahead and Guild Conqueror again. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to play some strikes on the Titan. Let me show the loadout, I guess. We're using Witherhoard. No surprise there. And what's this down here you see? Oh, man. That's right, folks. I finally got Touch of Malice to drop on my very last chance. My 21st clear on my Hunter. I finally got it to drop. I still have to go and do a Catalyst run, but we're trying to wait for all of our usual crew to get the gun before we do the Catalyst run, just so we can knock that out for everybody. But we do have Touch of Malice. I will be making a separate video kind of showcasing this I think it's a really fun gun. It's really neat. My only real complaint with the gun is this. Look at this. This is terrible. And it does that like on every subclass or every class. But, still really neat looking gun. A lot of fun to use. Can be very powerful under the right circumstances as well. But anyways, we're using Wither Horde. We're using an Ikilos SMG and a ADEPT hothead. Mostly just for the synergy with, Arc. I've got, as far as mods go, I've got Elemental Ordnance and Ashes to assets. This will help me, when I get grenade kills, I'll get bonus super energy. And then when I get a kill with a grenade, it'll spawn an Elemental Well, which then feeds into Font of Might, so I get a damage bonus. We also have Elemental Armaments on, but I could technically do Elemental Time Dilation to increase the amount of time that I have my damage bonus, but I'm just going to keep Elemental Armaments up. And this basically, if I get an Arc Weapon Final Blow, it has an escalating chance to spawn an Elemental Well. And I forget to do this in the videos, but this is the current fashion I've got going on. Here, these are the pieces that I'm running. And then I'm just running the Jakar Initiator on all the armor pieces. So look kind of like a Dalmatian. But I'm a big fan of black and white mix sort of, shaders there. I think that looks, I like this. It's very pleasing here. Fortunately, the Trials armor no longer glowing. I did not go flawless last weekend. Not for lack of trying. We ran 2 cards, got to game 7, just kind of fell apart, but we will be trying to go flawless this weekend for the Adept Slug Shotgun. So anyway, yeah, let's jump into it. So Vanguard, and again, the Vanguard bird is Arc right now. Arc and Stasis, so we will be getting the extra damage from the Arc Singe as well. But yeah, so this build using Heart of Inmost Light, very strong. It was very effective. Now when we were running the GMs yesterday, I was running my Warlock just using a well, but most of the people that we got on our team, it was me and one clanmate, and then we LFG'd for a third. Most of the people we got were running this exact build for the most part. So this is something that can be very effective in high-end content. It just kind of allows you to spam your abilities and, more importantly, spam your grenades. And there's class item mod this season that makes your arc grenades do overload. Yeah, surge detonators, right? Oh, hey, we are already at the bus. Oh, you know what I guess I should be doing is running thruster so that I can so now I have empowered melee and empowered grenade. I unfortunately don't have thruster on, so I will need to do that. And I do need to be making sure that I'm running that. Also, the game volume is a little bit loud for me, so I think I'm going to actually just turn my headset down a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So I guess what you'd want to be doing is doing that, launching that. I want want to be getting a melee kill to expend my melee energy. Oh, okay, well, that's gone, but we've already got the barricade back, so we'll drop the barricade, throw the grenade, do one of these, and you can see this guy's just getting absolutely chewed up. We'll throw the barricade down again, and my grenade he's jolted, so he's just, you know, he's toast, man. Titan hammer. I wonder if there is a different melee I can... Oh, yes, Thunderclap. That's what it is. Thunderclap, the new one. Yes. Yes, I have yet to actually use this melee, but that will let us get our melee off on cooldown pretty quick. Well, that one was pretty quick, so we might actually be able to fit a few more strikes in than usual. Typically, we get about 3, and I did spend a bit of time kind of going over the loadout there, but, you know. Also, as a side note, for those of you who don't know, it is double loot rewards for Grandmasters or just Nightfalls in general this week. So even if you aren't necessarily in a place to do Grandmasters with any, like as far as like farming them, you can still get double loot from Nightfalls. So you could load up like a Legend or even like Master and try to grind out some like Ascended Shards and just upgrade materials in general. I'm trying to find one of the good rolls that I got for my on the okay, here we go. Here's one. Let's move that to my Titan. I didn't want to equip it. Whoops. Now I got a few decent rolls of this gun. I did not mean to equip it, but this is the one I'm probably going to be using if I do use this in Crucible. This is the D.F.A. Adept. This is the reward this week from doing Nightfalls, Grandmasters, and Nightfalls in general. But we got Time Payload. We got Perpetual Motion. Attack Mag or Alloy Magazine, which I'll probably just run this for the stat bonuses. Then we've got either Arrowhead Break or Hammer Forged, which is pretty nifty here. And I'll just kind of show you. It's got a nice sort of clean sight. And Time Payload is nice because it helps with, I may be wrong here, but it helps with like flinching your opponents. Because like it basically shoots like a little, like the projectile sort of attaches to your opponents, and then it blows up after just like a handful, just a little bit of time. But that is probably the one I'm really going to be using. And now we're out of special ammo because I'm a ding dong. Fed Ape is back. Look at that. All right, so here we're going to throw this down, we're going to throw that out, and then we're going to throw this out. And now, as you can see, everything is just dying. I'm getting my abilities back. That just did no damage to him. And now we have the grenade back. We're just going to take the grenade, toss it right on top of this guy. We're going to put this back out. We got the melee back. We're just going to pop the melee. And as you can see, you really can just kind of spam your abilities. Again, grenades back. Now, while this is definitely overkill for That poor guy. Definitely overkill for just regular strikes with arc burn. You can definitely see how this can be really, really nice in like higher level content, grandmasters and the like. Like he's jolted, right? So I'm gonna just put this down. Just absolutely slap him with that. We're gonna throw this down. Oh, I just got crushed. Classic. Thank you, friend. But yeah, you just can spam your abilities with reckless abandon for the most part. Oh, okay. Well, apparently, I'm just going to get crushed by Cabal drop pods over and over and over again. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think people also kind of optimize it a little bit more by using thruster instead of the barricade. Because with thruster, I think it has a relatively short cooldown, but that just allows you to get it on cooldown faster. I guess because the animation for putting the barricade down is a little bit longer than what it takes to do thruster. So we're going to put that down. We're going to put that out. Do that. Put that down. Do that. Probably going to get crushed again. Just try not to. But yeah, a lot of fun. Again, you are just a machine of ability spam, and it's just, you're just going crazy, throwing grenades, putting down barricades, using thruster. Like, it's just silly, truthfully, just a little silly. Go ahead and just do this, do that, do that. Like, talk about power creep, like, kaboom, and we get that. Hey, we got a challenge done. Nice. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very satisfying. Just, you are just, again, just a whirlwind of arc destruction. It's crazy. But yeah, so excited. Got Touch of Malice. We got that knocked out. Again, me and the clan are going to wait for, I think there's one more person in like our main group that are waiting to get the gun to drop. So, we're gonna do our weekly clears until they're able to get their hands on it. Then we'll go in and do a catalyst run. Now the catalyst doesn't really do much it's nothing too special. It basically just gives the gun rapid hit, which increases stability and reload speed whenever you land a precision hit. But one of the secondary functions of the gun, which is different than what it was in Destiny 1, is after you hit 10 precision hits with the gun, it gets a, you can basically shoot like a charged round, and it's like a slow moving, like poison ball sort of thing. And that poison ball kind of debuffs enemies, and I think it like might blind them or slow them or something. It does some kind of like almost like crowd control effects, right? Which is cool. We're just gonna get right into this guy's face here. Boom, one melee, and then we'll just do one of these. And now we are cooking. I am burning. Just really burning up here. Do that just so we can get the cooldown. That grenade's gonna just start chewing people up. Put that down. Do that. Throw that. Bro, this is so much fun. Like, golly. And of course, you got Ashes to Assets, which is giving me super energy back on grenade kills. So you can just, like, it's silly. So much fun, though. So much fun. But yeah. Hopefully, I have yet to do any of the Master Mode challenges or even step into Master for Kingsfall. Not a whole lot of our clan is up to, like a reasonable power level to run it without just having a super bad time. So we'll probably be doing that a little bit later in the season. I know a lot of people are kind of feeling the burnout this season. Myself, no exception. I haven't been playing the game quite as much as I have in previous weeks. Again, it's one of those things where, my routine for Destiny seasons is usually I go, I am playing a ton the first couple weeks, hitting pinnacle cap on all 3 of my characters, running raids, doing challenges to, finish out the season pass, unlock all the stuff. And, clanmates are usually doing the same. But then, after the first 2-3 weeks, unless the seasonal activity is just like really engaging, a lot of people kind of check out after that. Now, that's my problem for playing the game too much for the most part. But I don't have any sort of like ill will as far as that goes for like towards Bungie. Like, oh, there's just no content. There's no content. I understand that I don't have to grind out all of the content as fast as humanly possible, but that's just what I enjoy doing. I also like to get, ready for GMs sooner rather than later, being, a higher power level so that I can, be able to run master mode stuff. with relative ease, that sort of thing. It's, I know there's some turrets around here, not that they're really too particularly threatening, but yeah, there's one. Let's go and get that guy out of here. But I don't know. I love Destiny, and when there's new content, I just demolish it. I just chew through it. And there's definitely room for improvement with the seasonal model. The seasonal model has definitely gotten to a point where it feels very samey season after season. At this point, I feel like Bungie has at least, they're more or less in tune with the community at large. Now, that being said, I know there's a lot of PvP changes and stuff like that that people don't like, with like the matchmaking and all that sort of stuff. So I won't really get into a lot of the finer points there. The in-air accuracy, that sort of thing. A lot of people didn't like when that was changed. I agree. Some of those changes were pretty short-sighted. Like the in-air accuracy thing, kind of a bummer that, the way that it was changed, and that even like when you fully build into it, it's not super great anymore. But again, even typically when Bungie gets something very wrong, it may take them a while to make changes. But they generally do try to find like either like a happy middle ground, or like they've even walked back some major changes, like sunsetting, right? The outlash from sunsetting was astounding. It was crazy, But they walked it back. Sunsetting unfortunately took out, quite a few beloved and dearly held weapons. But they walked it back. They said, okay, we're not going to sunset weapons anymore. And then they came out and said, all right, well, we're also not going to sunset content anymore. This may be a bit of a hot take. I guess not really a hot take, more of just my opinion. I wasn't super upset about the sunsetting of weapons, just because I feel like that would keep things fresh to a degree. But the effects that sunsetting, whole pieces of content and like story have definitely had some very, very, very negative consequences for the new player experience. And as somebody who enjoys the game, it's unfortunate that for people that are new to the game and haven't been playing, since launch, it's hard for me to recommend the game to people, to brand new players, just because the new player experience in Destiny is not that great. Let's be honest. But yeah, so like losing the Red War, all of the year one stuff for the most part. Again, I understand kind of why I'm willing to accept their reasoning behind it at the time. As far as the game size becoming unmanageable and, that sort of thing. But the fact that now they've come out and said, okay, well, the changes we made to the engine will allow us to not, we will not have to sunset, whole, massive swaths of content anymore. I'm just kind of like, well, I wish that framework had been there before we lost the Red War, and all that stuff. But, and again, it's not really that the Red War content was all that great. It's just that, again, the new player experience suffered greatly from that. And it's just kind of a disjointed mess these days. But again, I am beyond confident that Bungie will change it to where it's not quite so bad. Like, I'm not really too worried. My concern is that the game will not be able to attract as many new players. But I haven't really looked at the population numbers lately. But I'm pretty sure they're not doing too terribly bad. If anything, I think the population numbers are higher now than they have been historically. But again, I don't have any facts to back that up. I haven't done any research. I just, from what I remember, last time I saw like an article on that particular topic, that was kind of the general consensus was that, player numbers are up. Let's go grab his power core. It feels like every time I make a video and we're doing strikes, I feel like I always get the strike. This must be like heavily weighted in the playlist or something. Kind of like how the Crucible maps are, it's just designed to certain maps, come up a little bit more often. I feel like this is like a similar case. That was satisfying as hell. Holy God. Just massacring like an entire room full of the Cabal Hounds with a single melee. Do I have my hug emote on? Yeah. My man's got tractor cannon on. Look at this guy. The debuff master over here. How are we looking on time on this video? About half an hour? Okay. That's not bad. We may just call it after this one here. After we take out the boss. I feel like my SMG is not doing an awful lot of damage. Oh, I was like, so what is he doing? I thought that was a Titan, but it's a Warlock doing a super. Jeez Louise. All right. Oh yeah, okay, I guess that was technically our 3 strikes there. Because we got in on that first strike right at the boss room. Okay, well yeah, love this build, a lot of fun. I'm thinking, this gives me a reason to not run, Curious of the Falling Star on Thunder Crash. So this will probably be my daily driver for Titan going forward. Heart of Inmost Light, man, just nutty, absolutely nutty. And again, if I were to spec more into discipline, that'll help you get those cooldowns back, even faster, right? Just that innate, that shorter cooldown just right off the top there. But anyways, folks, thank you very much for watching the video. Appreciate you stopping by. We did break 500 subscribers officially last week, so incredible. Thank you guys very much. If you did happen to sit through the entire video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. All those things definitely help the channel to grow and to reach more people. But again, your viewership is more than enough for me, and I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week coming up, and we will catch you guys next time.